Alright, today I'm going to go through my Black Friday purchases. A few years ago, probably about 2016 or so, I noticed that my Black Friday media purchases were becoming a very large proportion of my total yearly purchases, and I started taking pictures of them. Here is 2016. That's the first year I did Vinegar Syndrome shipping in a can. And here's 2017, and here's last year's 2018. So I'm going to go through pretty quick what I picked up this year, say something about each one. I did exclude Dollar Tree because I was in one of the areas of the country that got the bad Dollar Tree shipments, and there is one company that still owes me about 3 movies, and I'll get to that when the time comes. Additionally, I'm going to put the price on the screen and a total somewhere there'll be a total. So I'm going to go least interesting to most interesting. If you want to jump straight into the boutique Blu-ray stuff, jump to this time code. This time code right here will take you right to perhaps the more juicy stuff. All right, so starting with Big Lots, I picked up a lot of stuff I probably didn't need. I'm a sucker for Asian cinema, 288, The Final Master. We'll see. I have quite a large selection of Asian cinema that I keep meaning to get to. Something about the case on Monsterland here that just kind of drew me in. The artwork. Looking on the back, it looks pretty terrible. But for $288, again, we'll give it a go. This was a regular price one, I'm pretty sure. I saw the trailer to this, and I kind of wanted to see it, even though it looked terrible. And then I never saw it anywhere to watch. I never saw it streaming. I never saw it really for sale anywhere. Just on DVD. I had no Blu-ray, nothing. So that'll be interesting to see how terrible that really was, that it couldn't get released anywhere. Mutant Chronicles with our Rev 2 Punisher. What was that? Thomas Jane. It also has a couple other pretty big names in it. Ron Perlman and John Malkovich. Thought I'd give that a go. That sounds interesting. This is one of a couple movies that I bought a second time this year, having purchased it in the previous year and then forgetting about it. So this is going to be somebody's present someday. Hopefully they liked the movie 3. Starring Asian action stars. I wasn't going to pick up any of these. They had a ton of them, but there was something about that Fangoria cover that I just kind of dug, even though it's definitely just like a piece of cardboard. But we'll see how it goes. The Halloween movie night movie, The Hunger, presented by Fangoria. We'll see. All right. Dead Tone. I almost put this back. It looks terrible, and I saw it was a Flavor Flav movie, and I was like, "That's I kind of gotta try it. I gotta see what." I feel like a lot of people are tuning out right now. Sand Serpents. Yep, I picked up Sand Serpents. It looks like a straight-to-video or maybe like a sci-fi channel bit of terror. They are ripping off Tremors. And they get to new lows when you're competing with Tremors 7. It's another movie I almost didn't pick up. In fact, I saw it several times without the slipcover, but that slipcover with its slight metallicness was like calling to me for some reason. $1.88, I know it's on DVD. C'est la vie. Weirin? Is that how you pronounce it? Weirin? It is about a dragon. I suddenly wish I didn't buy this. It was $1.88, so it's $1.88. War of the Dead classic Nazi zombie action. Will it be terrible? Probably. Okay, I feel like I have to explain first. I know it's going to be terrible. I saw the case. I knew it was going to be super duper awful. But I still kind of sort of wanted to see The Walking Deceased. Was $1.88. I think I might have had a coupon that day too. I know. Don't judge me on that. I've got cool stuff coming up. We're almost to the Big Lot Blu-rays. Next one, Drug War. Can't go wrong with a nice drug war. It's got Johnny 2. For some reason, I thought I knew that name, but I guess I don't. I recognize this gentleman on the back. I recognize him from something. I'm not quite sure what. But clearance, 75 cents. Hey, another clearance title, something I would never have gotten, but 47 cents, come on! I'll give Assassin's Blade a try for 47 cents. Here is another movie, super cheap, 72 cents. I already had it, so I did have to give my duplicate to somebody for Christmas. I still hadn't opened the duplicate. It was on my to-watch shelf, and now I've given one of those as a gift. I hope it's a good movie. Another clearance title, $1.50 for Sky on Fire. This looks decent. A little sci-fi, a little Asian action. Give that a shot here. A movie I got a long time ago at Big Lots was Killzone. It was pretty good. Saw Killzone 2 on clearance for 72 cents. Thought I'd give that a try. Alright, getting into the Big Lots Blu-rays. This was not on clearance or sale. It was full price. It was like $5. I probably should have waited, but I've been wanting to see Girl on a Train for a while. And here it is. I bought it. By the way, you'll notice a lot of these have been opened. That's because I've been watching them or entering the digital codes into Vudu. Another movie that was full price, but something I've been wanting to see for a while, Disturbia. Your Rear Window. Homage. Also picked up Wish Upon after its glowing review on Red Letter Media's channel. Thought that would be a fun watch. And Outpost. I guess this is the first movie to the other Outpost movie. This one's on Blu-ray. Kind of wish that second one was on Blu-ray. $1.88. We'll give it a shot. And this is the last double buy. I had forgotten I had bought Krampus. This one was on clearance. I got another one. I think I gave the first one away as a gift. The movie I've been meaning to buy for a while on clearance. Not quite for $1. And I've seen that has been popping up at Dollar Trees. But Bad Words with Jason Bateman. And of course the holiday classic on clearance for $2.50. Bad Santa 2. I've got the first one. Isn't it kind of mandatory for people to own these terrible movies? I feel like if you've got a movie collection, you've got to have Bad Santa. Even if it's not comfortable to watch. Does that make sense? I don't know. Moving on. Alright, we're up to Walmart. Alright. I didn't buy as much from Walmart this year because I bought a ton from Best Buy. Let's see what I did pick up. Ryan Gosling in The First Man. That should be interesting. My wife actually picked this one up in the corner of the world. She's a big fan of the Miyazaki. And I've been holding out for a 3D version of this one. Doesn't look like it's ever going to come out. One that I haven't had a chance to see yet in the theater. Bohemian Rhapsody. I see a little silhouette of a man. Somehow I had Into Darkness and Wrath of Khan. It's not called The Wrath of Khan. Into Darkness was the second one. Somehow I had both 2 and 3, but not the first one. Probably because 2 and 3 came out in 3D, so of course I bought them. And now I finally have the entire trilogy of the Star Trek reboot. Spider-Man Far From Home. I was going to pick this up at Amazon.co.uk on 3D, but man, it was so cheap. It was so cheap for the 4K of this, I had to pick it up just so I could watch it. Into Best Buy territory now, starting with Batman vs. Ninja Turtles. And Batman Ninja. It's a very interesting trailer on that one. And I had a couple holes to fill in my Conjuring Universe collection. Filled one of those with The Nun. I'm also a sucker for terrible comedies, so Long Shot. Will it be funny? I don't know. It's a long shot. Oh, been hearing a lot of good things about Crawl. And the other, I'm going to hold both these up. The other holes in my Conjuring Universe to fill, La Llorona and Annabelle Comes Home. I picked this one up just because it's 3D Blu-ray, even though I know the movie's not going to really be quite to my tastes. But hey, I've got Assassin's Creed 3D. Similarly, I've got this movie already, but I had to have it in 3D as well. So Independence Day Resurgence. Both are fairly reasonably priced. Now let's jump into the 4K movies. A Quiet Place. I just saw this recently. That was a fun movie. Overlord. Glass. Finally finishing out that trilogy. Trilogy? Kind of. Cooperation of movies. Alright, now I've been waiting to pick up Mission Impossible Fallout as well. In 4K, so I can really see what my 4K TV can do. This is, again, it's one of those movies you could tell was going to be terrible. I watched it, it wasn't good, but it was Men in Black, and I had the dream team from Thor, Ragnarok, so what can I say? It was cheap. Seen the trailer for this, thought my daughter would really like it. King and Kid Arthur's Court. No, the kid who would be king. Also, it's got the fresh tomato rating on it. Ooh, been waiting to pick this up. The 3D version has been stuck around $30 ever since it came out. Attila, Battle Angel. Excited to see that one. Another movie I almost didn't pick up, but I was just in a buying frenzy. Pet Sematary, the remake. We'll see how that goes. Cheap, and I like horror. It's another one of those kind of dumb comedies that I do kind of love. Stubber. It's got this comedian that I'm a big fan of. And it's got Grey Guy from Guardians of the Galaxy. A movie I missed picking up last year, Ken. I know absolutely nothing about it, but there's a lot of neon. I'm just drawn to the neon. Also, it's sci-fi, so sucker for sci-fi. The next, Robin Hood, another movie that looks pretty terrible, but why did I buy this? And I had the guy from The Kingsman. Thought I'd give it a chance. Jamie Foxx. And this rounds out my last one from Best Buy. It's Brightburn, the superhero turned supervillain horror movie. Been wanting to see something like this ever since I read Unbreakable, the comic book, which was highly recommended. Essentially, it's a what if Superman went bad story. Next, we get into our more boutique Blu-ray purchases. I picked these up from the Grindhouse Arrow sale. Scared Stiff's been on my list for a little bit because of the cover. It looks just 80s horror amazing. I know nothing about it. All I know is this cover. I think I might have seen a clip of this guy somewhere before. Next, the movie I've been wanting to upgrade for quite some time, and that is Return of the Killer Tomatoes. Terrible cover art, but it does come with a commentary this time around, and I'm excited to delve into that. Another movie that I've upgraded is House. I've actually upgraded this from VHS, and it's a terrible VHS, but the VHS for this is not quite as terrible as the VHS for House 2, which you can't even watch. If you do try to watch it, expect not to be able to see anything. You're just listening to most of the movie and you're kind of seeing stuff. It's probably the worst VHS that I still have in my collection, and now I get to throw it away. Alright, next I'm moving on to Epic Pictures. This is the one seller who I'm still waiting on 3 titles from. But understanding this is the holidays. I'll drop him a line next decade if I haven't seen anything by then. Be careful with this one. It is a floater. Sleigh Bells. Can't go wrong with a good Christmas-themed horror movie. Ooh, floater. Another one that's been on my list for a while. Turbo Kid. This looks pretty interesting. Trashy. Mad Max on a BMX. Love it. Heard tons of good praise for the horror movie Harpoon. Gonna be exciting to watch that. I know nothing about it, but candy corn. It's got a little person on the front, and it's a Halloween-themed horror movie. Next one is Redcon 1. Know nothing about it. Looks to be about a zombie outbreak type movie. Something that I'm a big fan of, so thought I'd give that a go. Black Site. Again, a lot of these are totally blind purchases, black site. I just saw that it was a good price, and aesthetically, it's got the neon that, of course, I'm a sucker for, as you saw with Ken earlier. We'll see what happens. Additionally, I love a good cover. This drew me in just like that Monsterland cover did. I think this is from Dread, too, so it might also be terrible. We'll find out. Book of Monsters. This one's been on my list for a while. It's a documentary by Kane Hodder called To Hell and Back. Of course, you may remember Kane Hodder as Jason in everybody's favorite terrible Jason movies. 7, 8, 9, 10. I think that's right. He might also be in 6. I'm not 100% sure. The movie that had trouble getting distribution because of the Red Letter Media Plinkett reviews, director's cut. The movie doesn't look that good, but I don't know, there was something about the mystique of this, especially after them having such a hard time getting distribution because of Red Letter Media, that, I don't know, I just wanted to see it. Also, I'm a fan of Penn Jillette. Moving on to MVD, picked up Nemesis, finally. This is one of those movies that's been a staple of video stores for a long, long time. I'm sure I've seen clips of it over the years, but I just can't remember anything about it. I believe, is Mark Hamill in this one? I'm thinking of a totally different movie, I bet. In the future, it pays to be more than human. Also, I really like this slip cover that's got the stickers on it like you're in an old video store. I really like that they do that with their collection. I've missed some of their releases that had this slip cover. Now I'm starting to sound like one of those slipcover people. I'm going to stop. Of course, if I bought that one, I bought the Nemesis collection to get 2, 3, and 4. I thought this would be a fun one to watch with the daughter, Savannah Smiles. The plot synopsis just seemed a decent watch. I can get comedy dramas too. My Samurai. Also with that fun VHS store slipcover. Big fan of 70s and 80s Asian exploitation films. The Greasy Strangler. I've heard a lot of good things about this from a lot of weird people, so we'll see. Enigma is another movie where I just kind of fell for the neon-themed cover. I have no idea what this is about. See, it's got the hammer and sickle. I think I might have barely looked at the plot synopsis. When I read plot synopsi, I only try to read the first couple sentences because I don't want to spoil the movie for me. So I probably read blah, blah, blah. A double agent tries to solve a key, and then I stopped. I probably stopped about right there. So I'd not heard anything about Ghost Heads, which seems to be a Ghostbusters fans documentary. Now, this did come out in 2006, I noticed. 2016. So obviously, it probably fell deep and hard because of the 2016 Ghostbusters. It's Trekkies. It's Trekkies for Ghostbuster fans. We'll see. This is the last one from MDV. This is one of the ones that's been on my list to buy for a long time. I wish I'd bought it earlier, so I could have got the rewind slipcover, but that is the re-release of Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, the cult classic from 1978. This is another upgrade for me from VHS. I might have to keep the VHS, because the VHS I have has these weird extra segments where the director of the film has filmed new stuff with him talking to the screen and inserted it into the movie. So if that's not in this version, I might have to also keep my VHS director's cut. Alright, moving on to our last two sellers, and of course, probably the biggest names in boutique Blu-ray. Start with Severin. Of course, I spent over $30, so I got Jack the Ripper on Blu-ray. A bit of a bittersweet get for me, because of course I paid $25 to get this on DVD as a bonus feature a couple of years ago, and now it's just going to everybody for free. So that kind of sucks. The movie's actually not that great to begin with, so I kind of wish I hadn't even bought this. Could have had this now, and I've been just as satisfied. Death Warmed Up. I know nothing about it. I was just drawn in to the slipcover. Looks a bit like a movie I would enjoy. Threads of the movie that I was going to buy last year, but for some reason did not. It's got a nice lenticular, I'm not sure if you're seeing this at all, slipcover on it. And it is a post-apocalyptic type movie. BBC, 1980s. I think it came out in that time period when they were doing those super depressing post-nuke movies. Super depressing right after the nuke. Not to the point where it's getting all Mad Maxy on us. But that'll be an interesting watch. I love to be depressed just like everybody else. Another one whose cover, of course, I've seen, and I'm sure you guys have seen over and over and over again. That is Beyond the Darkness. Finally gonna see the movie associated with this picture that I keep seeing everywhere. Similar to Blood Farmers, this is just one of those particular cover arts that I've seen over and over and over again, and I'm like, I've got to see this movie, Blood Farmers. Nice black Blu-ray case on that. I don't want to say that I'm a big Judge Dredd fan, but I do own some of the comics. I've loved both adaptations, yes, even the Stallone one. So I thought it'd be fun to watch Future Shock, a story of 2000 AD, about Judge Dredd comic book. Give that a go. Now we're moving on to the Big Daddy. We're moving on to Vinegar Syndrome. Starting out with Body Melt, which I should have bought last year with the slipcover, but c'est la vie. It just seems like something that would go nicely on my shelf next to Street Trash and Slime City. Of course, I was in the holiday spirit, so I had to pick up Christmas Evil. Nice wraparound slipcover on that. Been in my to-buy list for quite some time, but I just have never gotten around to it until this year. Now we're getting to the good stuff. One of Vinegar Syndrome's secret titles, one of those movies that's been a bit of a unicorn. One of those things that's been on everybody's wish list. Every weirdo's wish list for quite some time to come to Blu-ray or even DVD was Spookies. Most notable for its amazing 80s special effects and super terrible multi-movie edited together incohesiveness. I got the one with slipcover A. It just seemed to fit a little more the Spookies name for some reason for me. Looking forward to popping this out. I'm going to flip that around to whatever the other alternate cover is. So that I'm always a big fan of having a different cover for slipcover. And then if you're in the scene at all, you've heard about this movie, and that would be the insane 90s classic. Can I say classic? Tammy and the T-Rex. Of course, I bought it in 4K. That's going to be amazing to delve into. So happy that smaller studios are going the 4K route like this. I've never seen this, but I'm excited. This is one of the ones I'm most excited to see. And of course, another one that's been on my list to buy for quite some time is the classic Vice Academy. Some of you may know that this has been out of print on DVD for quite some time, especially those of you who are Linnea Quigley fans. It is a limited edition of 3,000. I got number 2182. And I gotta say, as far as slipcovers goes, this slipcover, dang. This is one of the nicest slipcovers. It's so thick. But I'm gonna be super happy to watch Vice Academy, finally. Love me some lowbrow Linnea Quigley comedies. And then to wrap it all up, I've got the Amityville Cursed Collection. I might not have even bought this, but this year, the Amityville trilogy from Scream went out of print, and I was worried that I would never be able to get Amityville 3 in 3D again. So with that, I picked this up. Those are going to go on the shelf nicely next to the other Amityville collection. And that is it for this year's Black Friday purchases. Here's the total. Way too much. I should do another segment where I look back at this video and see how much each of these movies would be in like 2 more Black Fridays. How much I spent to get all this stuff. That'd be a terrible idea. I would hate myself. And that's it. Thanks for watching and have a great day.